Hi everyone, Kris from Stone Age Gamer here, and welcome back to Stone Age Countdown. I don't know if you've heard, but Sunsoft is back! Or at least that's what they'll have us believe. Now, they recently released a video saying that Sunsoft, one of the coolest third-party publishers from back in the NES era, they're making a comeback with some new titles. They're re-releasing Gimmick and Euphoria. They've apparently got some sort of big remake in the works. They got some stuff going on, and, well, I'm very excited about it. Now, I'm tempering my expectations a little bit because they tried this once before. Way back in, I think, the early 2010s, they released Blaster Master Overdrive for the Wii, they launched a new website, they threw Aero the Acrobat up on the Virtual Console, and they said, Sunsoft is back, we're gonna make a comeback, and then nothing really came out of it. But this time, the market's changed considerably, and I feel like now's a really good time for some classic Sunsoft goodness to find its way back into the world, and I'm rooting for them. So, here are my top 5 hopes and dreams for what Sunsoft is going to do to make their comeback. Check it out. Now let's go ahead and get my absolute #1 pick out of the way here. I'm an unabashed Blaster Master fan, and I just made a video basically begging the universe to give me a classic Blaster Master collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and disqualify that for the sake of this countdown. It's beyond #1 for me, so I'll just go ahead and pick 5 other things. And here we go. Number 5. More Habareki. Here in the US, Habareki is a barely known quantity since it was only ever released here as Euphoria the Saga on Virtual Console. In Japan though, Habareki is a whole series of games, and they're incredibly bizarre and varied. Euphoria may be an exploratory adventure like Metroid or Blaster Master, but other Habareki games include puzzle games, weird sports-type games, and more. And they also reimagined the characters a bit for their international release, and while not bad by any stretch, there's nothing wrong with the original Japanese looks. Euphoria for NES is getting an official re-release on modern platforms next year, but I want more. Give me a collection, get some talent on a proper new adventure game, and let Habareki carve out the international niche it deserves. Number 4. Classic Cartridge Reissues. Mega Man The Wily Wars, Metal Storm, Street Fighter II, heck, even Missile Command and Adventure for Atari 2600. Reissuing classic cartridges isn't exactly the biggest market in the universe, but there's absolutely an audience for this kind of stuff, especially when it comes to games that are extremely difficult to find in their original incarnations. This is where Sunsoft could do some serious good. Euphoria never got a proper cartridge release here in the US. The same goes for Gimmick. In Gimmick's case, even the Japanese carts go for absurd amounts of money these days. And there are people like me out there who would love the chance to have an officially licensed copy of these games to put on their shelves and play on original hardware. The same absolutely goes for the often overlooked Game Boy Classic Trip World. Both the PAL and Japan versions of this cartridge fetch ungodly sums on the aftermarket, and the vast majority of US gamers have never heard of this gem before. Getting these games on nice, new, usable cartridges would be great, and really, everyone should get to try Trip World, right? Speaking of which... Number 3. Trip World Remastered. Trip World is such a neat concept, and it would work so very well as a modern indie game style release. The original release is known for its impressive animation, design, and sound, especially given the limitations of the original Game Boy. So imagine a Dragon's Trap style approach to remastering this game for a modern audience. I can, and it's an idea that's got loads of potential. This game needs to be experienced by more people, and a modern remake could help this one earn an audience worthy of its quality. Number 2. More sequels like Blaster Master Zero. When Inti Creates took on Blaster Master, it was a dream come true for me. Blaster Master Zero was everything I could have hoped for out of a reboot, and its sequels gave the franchise its first proper evolutionary follow-ups. I have no idea what the internal teams at Sunsoft are capable of these days in terms of creating new games, but the idea of them lending their existing properties to other developers who are more than able to create new experiences in their worlds is awesome. Sunsoft games like Mystery of Atlantis and Journey to Silius have so much more to offer than the single releases in their respective franchises, and I want to see them expanded on, just like Blaster Master was. Number 1. Warner Brothers Collections. Sunsoft did a lot of licensed content back in the day, and just about all of it was Warner Brothers related. In this age of excellent retro game compilations, getting a collection of Sunsoft's Looney Tunes and DC Comics content would be beyond amazing. Their Looney Tunes stuff is pretty cool. Rabbit Rampage, Death Valley Rally, classics. It spanned multiple consoles similar to the Cowabunga collection, and many of those games are genuinely beloved. But way more importantly, Sunsoft's DC games need a proper reissue. I would personally be happy with just a Batman collection containing the NES and Genesis versions of Batman and Return of the Joker, but toss the Genesis Superman game in there, Death and Return of Superman, Justice League Task Force with online play, maybe even get the unreleased Sunman/Superman NES game in there, and you've got yourself a guaranteed seller. That classic NES Batman game is legendary, and that alone could carry a package like this. And since it's all the same basic license, there's no good reason this shouldn't happen. So is any of this stuff gonna happen? Who the heck knows? I mean, the Cowabunga collection is a reality, so that's kind of crazy. I feel like anything's possible, right? And Sunsoft has so much potential to have so many great things out in the world, especially right now with the way retro modern video games are so popular right now. I just think there's no better time for Sunsoft to just kind of get back in there and start giving us some new cool stuff. As much as I love all the re-release things, I want to see what they can bring to the table as far as newness is concerned. But regardless, that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what you saw here today, please follow, comment, like, and subscribe. Share, spread it around, and let us know down in the comments what are the things that you want to see from Sunsoft. What Sunsoft stuff would you like to see make a comeback? How awesome would it be to have a proper version of the NES Batman with a rewind function so we can easily beat the game? I know that game's hard as heck, and I would love to have that. But regardless of anything, thanks for watching, everybody. On behalf of all of us here at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games.